enough if you shave your face and then from computer you can talk.
Sir.
You see your message.
Actually, I'm away from your home. That's why
Okay.
I has a difficulty.
Okay.
Okay, sir. I'll try to.
Otherwise, not means video not possible means voice itself enough.
Okay, sir. Inshallah, I'll try to do it.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'll start. Effective teaching. So today, actually, we are planning to have a topic on effective teaching. What I think is, instead of going for how to be an effective teacher, I think you can hear, right?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes. Kindly excuse me for the inconvenience. Actually, I
Okay.
prepared the PPT. Inshallah, I'll share the PPT with you all. So instead of going how to be an effective teacher, what I thought was why effective teaching is necessary for today's generation. Why effective teaching is necessary in the sense, uh, see, uh, we as teachers and the students, the difference between teachers and students, the age gap between a teacher and a student will be approximately more than 20 or 25. Am I right? So there is a big generation gap between a teacher and students, and especially when it comes to age gap of uh, 40 or 50 years and the current students, it is like a big gap. They are like digital natives, and we are like digital immigrants. So we have to mind the gap, and we have to mind the gap. And one of the major problem today's students are facing is that Times of India reports in 2018. In 2018, it is reported in Times of India that uh, nearly 26 suicides takes place every day, every day. Nearly 26 suicides takes place a day. It means that nearly one suicide per hour. So like one suicide in less than an hour. 26 suicides per day means. So why these things are happening? And as a teachers, we need to be effective because uh, we are addressing the audience who are careless and carefree, and they got overthinking capacity. They think they can do a lot of work, and they are like, and I'm sorry to say, we are facing a audience who are shameless in today's world. And the modern youths, they can perform a lot of what to say. Can anyone share the screen if I share the PPT? Salim sir?
Puzzle, you send to puzzle. What number is there? Is it?
I don't have a number. I'll send the PPT to you in WhatsApp because if PPT is there, it will be effective, I think.
Okay, I'll send the puzzle by number. You send to him. The co-host,
Yeah.
I can. I will ask.
I'll send the
You continue.
I'll
I
send the
will ask.
PPT. I'll send the PPT to you, sir, inshallah.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
I have a number.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent. Sorry, today I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. So today the modern youths, what the psychologists say, there is a lot of survey has been conducted, and a host of surveys in figuring out what it means to be a teenager. So what it means to be a teenager is that they pack in 38 hours of activities into a day work: chat, browse, talk, SMS, Twitter, Facebook, smoke, and they cannot wait for the future to arrive. So it means that they can do nearly 38 hours of work in 24 hours. So they are very, very effective and they're very, very fast and they are like carefree and careless, I used to say. And a Delhi-based counselor named Geetanjali Kapoor, it is a cultural movement. Constant exposure of different types of media is enhancing their curiosity, encouraging them to question and stretch their boundaries. So he's saying that it's the today's generation, young generation is constantly exposed to different kind of social media. So the thing is that we have to understand whom we are targeting. We are targeting the audience. So if we are not able to understand the targeted audience, our communication, what we are trying to give, will not be effective. So if the thing needs to be effective, the first thing is that we need to understand the targeted audience. So the targeted audience, the changes, the psychological changes taking place in the target audience is very fast because they are at the age of nearly the adolescent age, what we call as adolescent age. So they are like they need a lot of support which they don't get. So it is our duty to, as a teacher and as a parent, we also see, as there's a famous saying, we all know that every teacher is a second parent and every parent is a first teacher. We all know that, right? So as a teacher and a parent, it is very, very important that we need to address them in an effective way. If not, if our communication is not effective, if we are not giving them the thing what is required, they will become the antisocial element. They will become more and more shameless. So it is important that we need to support them. And then, so the brain is under construction in this stage. And the stage of adolescence is marked by lack of experience and incomplete maturity. So the everything is everything matters. So the transition period. So we are addressing the students. If we are addressing, if we are handling the students at the age from like say 10 to 18 or 10 to 20, the age gap, then it will be like the changes. They don't have any experience, but they think they know everything. So it is like incomplete maturity. So when they are in this stage, what happens? So they have an act of impulse and I'm in slide number 9. So they have like the act of impulse and they get involved in fights very easily and they break away from their family. They move away from family and as we all know, the modern day disease, I will say it's a disease, modern day disease is like staying up late at night, staying late at night. So it's a modern day disease. So we have to overcome all these things because the brain is under construction. So slide number 9, I'm moving on to slide number 10. Slide number 10 is very, very important that everyone has to know because it's I got very shocked when I see that content. Before that, sir, the targeted audience, slide number 9. No, before you have to go backward. You have to go backward. Not this slide, sir. I'm in slide number 9. Now I'm going to slide number 10. Two slides before that. You're in slide number 12. So the 10 things which teenagers will not tell you, it's the source I've taken like the secret life of Indian teens. The secret life of Indian teens. It's a cover story made by India Today article. India Today during the year 2011. If possible, as a teacher, I'll encourage each and every one of you to read that article. Uh, Sir, the slide you are very forward. I'm in slide number 10. So the one who is changing the slide, you have to press the back arrow. So if there are 10 things the teenagers will not tell you, it's a big article. Yesterday I just read the article and I got shocked to read the article. Uh, it's a very dangerous article. And I encourage I want all the teachers to read that article. Then only we'll understand what the teens, what the school students are doing. The article is about the school students, not about the college students. And the one of the important thing in that uh, nearly nearly 1 in 5 teens watch porn sites before the age of 13, and we are addressing them, and we what we think is that they are very good and they are very clean and everything, because it's a new drug and we are unaware of that. It's the porn is like a new drug and no one observe that is addicted to that or not. So it is very very important that we have to be uh, very very careful in handling the teenagers as a teacher. And uh, and uh, nearly there are so many things that we have to say. What the parents yeah, this slide, what the parents think that they are doing homework. It's given the article. What the parents think that they are doing homework, but how many of us know there are so many cases we heard in the news that they are watching porn and parents think they are handling with their homework. So it's very important that the porn industry, they only target the people. So please next slide. People who are young, because once they get addicted to this, and they will never come out of that. So the largest internet porn users are between the age of 12 and 17, and the next slide, sir. So if you see that nearly 9 out of 10 boys were exposed to pornography at the age of 18. So before the age of 18, everything is get over, and the what they see is what they will think. The thoughts depends on what we see. So their thoughts are completely in a different angle. So we need to address them in an effective way, so that uh, we prevent them from the very shameless dangerous thing that is ahead. And can anyone guess the next slide, sir, please? I said the new threat. Can anyone guess what is this flag is all about? Can anyone is anyone know what is this flag all about? Any idea? Any idea about this flag? So this flag is for LGBT. So if you don't know what is LGBT, please search it, because I have the chance to talk to my students about this, and I shocked to see that the students are trying to justify that this correct. They're saying, "Sir, it is right, sir." They're defending. So it's very very important that if we fail to correct them at the school age, we fail to mold them, and when they are at the teenage, for sure we will be having a very tough future where your kids and my kids are going to live. So it's very, very important that the society is becoming more and more shameless. And who is responsible for this? Who is responsible? Who has to take the responsibility? So as a parent and teachers, we have to take the responsibility. Why? Because Allah says in the Quran, protect yourself and your families against the fire hell, whose fuel is men and stones, over which there. So we all know this ayah very well, right? 66th chapter, 6th ayah. So it is our responsibility that we have to protect them from the hellfire. If we are not going to teach them, we are not going to teach them what is right and what is wrong. If we fail to teach them the ethics, the morals and ethics, for sure we'll be failing in our duty. So it is very very important that we have to understand our responsibility, and we have to be more and more productive, and we have to update ourselves. We have to update ourselves in protecting the future generation. So please next slide, sir. So how to help and target? So The 16th slide. So it is important that today, when we see in school level or at the home, what is happening is that instead of responding to the kids, so next slide and next slide, slide number 16. It is important that we have to respond to the kids, but we fail to respond and we are reacting both in schools and college, both in schools and at the house. What is happening is that if the kids wants to talk to us, we react. So we don't give them chance to talk to us freely. It's a very dangerous thing again. So once we are friendly and we have to be very, very kind with them so that, and we have to allow them to talk each everything with us as a teacher and as a parent. If they are talking to us elders, then it is our duty that we can guide them in a right way. Or think that if we fail to address, and there are so many anti-social elements waiting outside, they will guide them in a wrong way. So we have to be very, very careful with what we are doing. So to-do list, what we have to teach. Next slide, sir. So teach them the way of life. What not necessary that I already in the last lectures also I said it is not necessary that we have to teach them the subject they know very well, and now we are living in an artificial intelligence world, so they learn by themselves. But the morals and ethics, it is the duty of the teachers and parents to teach them the morals and ethics. So it's very, very important that it is our duty. So when we understand our responsibility, automatically our teaching will become effective. So they don't want a fake benefit. So the traditional teaching method, there will be a teacher on the stage and he'll be just telling each and everything, teaching each and everything, and the students will be saying no. That's past. That's past history. They want a guide by the side each and every time. They want to talk to us. We have to be a role model. Then only our teaching will be effective. So instead of teaching how to be effective teacher, why we need to be effective teacher, that's what we need to understand. If you understand why we need to be effective teacher, for sure we understand our responsibility in making a powerful society with morals and ethics, which is missing in the current society. And so next slide. So you see, there is a saying in Tamil, right? ஊராம் புலி ஊட்டி வளர்த்தா தாம்பூல தானே வளரும். So it's like that. The next slide, sir, please. So தீதும் நன்றும் பிறதர வாரா. What we saw is what we reap. So it is like life is like Newton's third law. If we take the responsibility of our students, for sure, our children will be in a correct way. If we are not taking the responsibility to correct our students, I don't know what it will be like other way. Allah protect us. So it is very, very important that we have to understand the responsibility in molding. Teaching is not just giving what we know to the students. It is like molding the future generation. So it's very, very important that we have to be an effective teacher. Then only the everything will be effective. And sir, last slide, please. It cannot happen just like that. Effective teaching will not happen just like that. It is like we have to come together. We have to be like one-on-one with everyone. See, that it's like parent, teacher, and student in molding a powerful society. So parents and teachers must awake and arise to change the destiny of the future generation, because today's future generation is moving away from the normal life. They are in a abnormal life. They are living in a dream world. They think that each and everything is possible. Very good. They have the power, they have the capacity. But forgetting the morals and ethics will be like animals. That is not a good thing, because there is a lack of emotion in them. There is no lack for consideration. There is lack of consideration. There is a lack of belongingness. So these things are happening. So we need to understand. We need to make them understand their responsibility in making a powerful future. And just education is not just about loading the knowledge. It is about igniting the young minds. Igniting the sense they have to learn everything with the morals and ethics, because the character is what everything is all about. Then purpose of teaching is nothing but having a good character, because as we all know, if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. So we need to understand. We need to understand the changes in the adolescent to be an effective teacher. There is someone who has to cut the audio. There's a lot of noises, right? So it is very, very important that we need to understand the responsibility in order to be a effective teacher. It's not like I'm not going to teach how to be effective teacher, because we all are effective teachers. But why we need to be effective teacher? We can be effective teacher only when we understand our targeted audience. Not like just understanding targeted audience. What are the changes going in them? If we understand the changes going in them, for sure we will be the effective teachers. May Allah give us the ability to teach what we practice. The first thing is that we need to practice ourselves. We need to have the morals and characters, and we need to have the good characters, because it is said, it is a famous saying that preach what you practice. The first thing is that changes must occur from ourselves, because Allah says in the Quran, Allah will not change the condition of the community until they change themselves. So first thing is that we need to have as a teacher, because there are a lot of news, sir. There are a lot of news we are seeing in the media about the character of the teachers. It's like irritating. I'm not saying everyone. Oh, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala created human in a weak nature, but we need to understand our responsibility. So it's very, very important that we need to understand our responsibility. First, as a teacher, we need to mold ourselves in order to mold the future generation. So may Allah Subhanahu wa Taala give us the strength and ability to become a good person, thereby teaching the future generation in an effective way. May Allah Subhanahu wa Taala give us the capability to be an effective teacher, so that our future generation will be more and more with good character and piety. Jazakallah khairan. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And I ask apology from everyone that I couldn't make the day, because I'm just out for another work, so that there was some disturbances in the lecture. I'm sorry. Jazakallah khairan. Salim sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Jazakallah. In spite of your busy
I'm busy,
schedule,
sir.
you was able to do it. We expect more from you in coming weeks.
Inshallah, sir.
Jazakallah. And audience might have got the right point that we need to give proper guidance to our students. That point is reached properly. May Allah help us and the students to be on the right path. So with this, we are coming to an end for in this program. Tomorrow we will be having program in Tamil. Farid Aslam Saab is speaking, and we are going to listen from another speaker. So Asma Jalal ma'am. So tomorrow again we can meet. Subhanallah bihamdi, subhanakallahumma bihamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.